Copy. Guardsman in. Copy. Copy. Whoa, everybody. We're here. Look at this. It is a classic Bonanza. Boom. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. And so this is my copy here. That's BFC's copy there.
It's just called
and
an extra copy to complete.
And we ordered an extra copy. We're fairly positive that this is what this is.
Yeah.
If it's something different, then I need to return it to my grandparents, and this video will never be seen again.
Oh, our torches
and the sun just came out. We just had like a 15-minute storm. But yeah, so we're gonna do an unboxing video and try and get into this. Trying to do this with one hand is difficult.
And we got this guy here too, Star-Lord.
Here, you want to focus on the box there?
Yeah. All right. So
I can't remember your code name, buddy.
Supernova.
No, his.
Oh, Chuckles.
Chuckles. Chuckles is here. That's right, Chuckles.
What's up, my guys?
What's up, Chuckles?
Oh.
Peter is not here tonight, actually. Here we go.
Peter made
Supernova's unboxing.
Oh,
Oh, there it is. All right.
oh, and we got some free newspapers
Woo.
too.
Cool.
All right. So as you see, it's definitely not new, but we got to cannibalize it. Oh,
Pretty much, yeah. And then we'll have an extra copy.
And if the box is in any better condition, we're gonna give it to BFC here, because his is in.
Yeah, this one's
very
kind of.
poor shape.
Right, that's where we're kind of upgrading some of it. And,
This is why.
wow, it's packaged well, isn't it?
No.
A little too well.
This is why you don't try to open things with a butter knife.
Daddy.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Whoa.
Are we having this copy instead?
Oh.
Nah, we're kind of like cannibalizing it and upgrading this and that. I think your box is in better shape than that one.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess.
Did you get yours off of eBay?
I did. I spent a little more on mine though. It's kind of caved in a little bit. That happens when you stick board games like right on top of each other. Like you take this and you stick it right on top there like that. Yeah, I know it looks like it fits good, but years and years and years, this is what happens. It kind of caves in and like that. That's why if you ever see the underground, I got actually custom shelves where the shelves are movable, and I bought 2 shelving units and took all the shelves from one and put it on the other.
What
And
video
so
where can you see that?
it's in the zombies video, but I haven't done a specific thing. But they're like 4 inches. The shelves are 4 inches apart, so it's just perfect space to put one board game and then another one on top. So it's sweet. Keeps the board games off of each other. Keeps the boxes in better condition. And yeah. Well, so that was our unboxing. And yeah. So all right, Guardsman, over and out. Copy. 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 We're back.
Unboxing part 2.
Yeah, we got all our piece counts and stuff. Danny's a little bit more than me, or BFC, I mean.
Mine's a little bit more.
His is a little. But look at this. The pride and jewel is the foam. Look at this.
Yeah, look at that. Is
Nice and white, and
almost mint.
just it's all one piece still.
Here's mine.
That, yeah, his is busted up really bad.
That's the most messed up piece we got.
So and the money, you can see that this, it's not brand new, but it's still got a lot of miles in her. And funny thing, because when I bought this off of eBay, I got it for like $40, so it was a little more expensive than the new one. But the box was nice, and all these pieces were just mixed up randomly in the box. And the trays were under there and the board, and it's just all jumbled up mess. And they said, well, look at the pictures to see if there's enough pieces for you to want to buy it. I was like, I went out on a limb, and I only need a few stuff. All the stuff in parentheses is stuff I want to add, just because I think you know, it helps add a little meat to the game. But I need very little, actually. Dad needs probably, or BFC, man, I gotta get used to those alt names. BFC needs probably double the pieces that I need. But he's gonna, let's open it.
Yeah. Ready to unbox it?
Yeah.
Do the honors?
Sure, I guess. I don't know.
Just he's been holding on to this since
don't show
Monday.
my face. We ordered this last Friday. It's Friday today.
Yeah.
We ordered this last Friday. It came on Monday. And as you see, we unboxed it just a few minutes ago. So I've been staring at it in the box, in the package, since Monday. I'm dying, man.
To see
Dying.
what it's like on the inside. Here we go. Oh. It's in bags.
Look at that money. Not pristine, but definitely
Whoa.
definitely better than this.
Not bad at all.
Look at these.
Those cards are pretty good
The
too,
cards. Oh, is it missing one? Nope.
aren't they? Nope. There it is.
There it is. But
I think they're in better shape.
My cards are actually in pretty good shape too. So I'm gonna let you decide if you want to have those. We do need to.
The
some
foam
bills.
is not bad.
The foam, it is broken apart, but it's still very healthy. It's got some, I don't know, some dirt stains or something, but definitely better
Better
than
than
this,
yeah, that
you know?
one.
So we'll put these aside. The pieces are in bags. That's British and Japanese mixed. I mean, it's just
Is
kind
it the
of
same colors and all that? It's a little little different color, isn't it, for the British?
Yeah, because the British is brown and
Wow.
that's Japanese. Oh, look at that! They got
That's
Japanese infantry in the British
not
bag,
bad.
and British infantry in the Japanese bag.
Oh yeah.
So
Those
this
are they're kind of hard to tell apart.
This is kind of how like mine was. The only difference is mine wasn't in bags; it was just thrown all over the box.
Is that the Germans?
Yep. Ooh, and a bag
Oh,
of
you
chips.
definitely got a lot of chips.
Dice. Ooh, nice.
Seems like
dice.
you could use some extra chips when you're playing anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that the Germans or Americans?
This is Germans.
Oh look, there's some German battleships right there.
Yep. So we got some lists. This one's
Nice.
pretty rough shape, but we got more than enough.
It's still better, I think.
There's that. Oh man, look at these.
Brand, the charts are looking good, aren't they?
Yeah.
I know my
Definitely
attacker
a lot better
board
than
was
yours.
pretty rough shape. That's because I think it got lost from the game for a few years,
Yeah.
and they found their way
So-
back. I found it in the basement.
We'll see those.
Wow, how's the
The
rule
money
book
again.
looking?
The rule book
Whoa.
looks pretty.
Oh, it does have some
It's
stains, doesn't it?
It looks like it's water damaged a little bit, but I mean, compared to yours, definitely a lot better. I mean,
So-
taped up, stapled.
Oh yeah.
That's all
We can make the
taped.
pick.
I don't know if you can see that or not, but so we just got to kind of go through this and
We're kind of
See what's
upgrading our
going on.
games and.
you're definitely getting the box. The box is a lot. Ooh, look at the board.
Wow, it
The
looks
board's in pretty good
nice.
condition, too.
I think that's better condition than the one I got.
So most of the stuff's going to BFC because he needs it more than I do. But we are gonna separate the pieces out a little bit,
Yeah.
and yeah. So just wanted to bring you guys
Cool.
along for that, and I guess that's it.
Peace. Thanks for watching.
Guardsman, over and out. Hey, we're back. Copy. Guardsman here. So we got everything, and that was actually pretty awesome. We had a lot of fun. We're kind of weird that we have fun doing this stuff, but yeah, we did. I mean, look at this. This is extra pieces that I got. I got some factories. I got 9 factories. BFC let me take 5 or 9 factories for my 1941 game because I don't like those printed on ones, so I'm gonna put those there. And I figured, what better to be than white, you know? I got all the pieces that I needed, as well as BFC. You did too, as well, I think.
Yeah.
Except for a couple exceptions, but they weren't too bad.
Maybe 2 red chips, which is nothing, you know.
And we actually got extra chips, so I can throw a lot of these in my extra piece box at home. If I lose a piece or one breaks, you know, accidents happen. Most likely I have them now. And we both got a handful of extra chips as well. So one falls on the floor, one gets bent up really bad. You know, somebody gets knocked into a cup of water or something ridiculous. We got chips for that. So I got a little booster to 1941, as well as a lot of extra pieces. My capital ships all got +1, so I'm up to 3 carriers now for each army and 4 battleships. BFC, I think you're the same thing, except for maybe, I think the Germans only got 3 battleships. And that's because I needed 2 battleships for the Germans. I only had 1, and we had 1 left. And BFC just said, you gave me the box and all, and the board and all the charts and stuff. So he let me keep the extra battleship, so the German battleship. So I'm thankful for that. The chips, we only had 6 in this, but we both needed 4, so that kind of sucked. We're also too short there in BFC's copy, but he got his factories back up. He had a ton of broken AA guns and missing some. Well, he not only topped off his AA guns, but we both increased ours. Oh, I don't know if this is your Russian man or not, but he's outside the box. Probably is. Oh, look at this. He topped off his dice. He had a bunch of rainbow, like, miscellaneous dice in there, but he had 2 white Axis and Allies original dice. And guess what? The new box had 6 red, 4 white. So he's got all the dice, and that was kind of awesome. We did want to replace one of the German bombers, but unfortunately there was only 1 in there, and so he's up to 3 bombers.
Yeah,
but the one that we want to replace is unfortunately not there. We both topped off our money for the miscellaneous bills. I gave him most of the extra money because his was in really rough shape, so that's good. We both got bags for our money now. Charts, styrofoam has been replaced. We got this extra box that BFC is going to keep, and for like his extra Axis and Allies pieces. So if he gets other more Axis and Allies pieces from other games, or maybe Risk pieces or something, he can throw them in this box. He's even got nice little tray dividers that he can use. And all that's left really is just these chips, and we're gonna finish dividing those up. And that's pretty much the same story. Yeah.
Here's my old box. See, here's my old box lid.
Yep. That one's pretty rough. That had boxes on it for a while.
It's old reliable,
but it's time to retire.
It's kind of in our extra piece box.
Yep. And that one, this is by no means perfect condition, but compared to this, it's good condition.
Yeah.
I think it's raining again too. Yeah. So that was fun. We're gonna take a second here and divide up these chips. We're also gonna do the scenario video, and that you'll see more of that coming up in a second. All right, guardsmen, over now. Copy, come in. Copy. And we are back. And we've done with the Axis and Allies thing, or the dividing up the pieces. So yeah. Ooh, nice shiny new styrofoam. This is BFC's. Mine's over there, as you see, over there.
Nice.
And yeah.
The game almost looks new to me, to be honest.
This is just an update video because this is actually a game that we played last week after our anniversary game.
Yeah, well, do we have a nickname for this? The mystery scenario.
That was like the 15-year-old game.
It was like we'll call it I don't know, this.
Yeah, from like 15 years ago or something.
Or
that BFC played by himself. And we found the paper, and so we decided to play it. And this is just the utility video. Due to the logistics, my phone was dead. I could not record it, and so we had to use Peter's phone, and his phone is a lot older and was not able to send the video to my phone.
Peter's not here today,
we are actually a week late, and the gameplay that you're going to see in just a few seconds will actually be from last week, but it's the same setup.
This is how it started, though.
Yep.
So we went to start video.
We're just going to do this setup, kind of go through it, and
Peter will be in the following videos because he was here.
And then so that way you can set it up and do whatever you want, or we can set it up in the future mainly.
Yeah.
All right. So the British are 43, Americans are 31, Germans are at 27, and the Japanese are at 46. That's why we have 2 on the board.
Yeah.
Do you want to get the money in hand, by chance?
Oh, I can read it to you.
Yep.
Read it to you?
Money in hand. The Germans, I do know for sure, do not have any money in hand.
Oh, by the way, the Russians are out of the game, so it's Germany's turn.
Germany's turn.
They have $0 in hand because their capital was just captured.
And we have no idea what turn it is.
Yeah, not sure about that.
It could be like turn
but it is
50,000, or it could be turn 1. Who
Yeah,
knows?
it's probably like around turn 5 or 6 or something. The British have $92 in hand because they just captured the capital.
So that's the British.
92. Japan has $63 in hand. And the U.S. has $31 in hand.
All right.
This is kind of like a strong Axis scenario because they've
And,
done well in this.
So we got an American battleship there. Transport, couple men there. That's what, 4 frigates?
Yeah.
Or that,
transports.
Well, 4
Frigates.
transports. That's what they're written down on the papers as frigates.
Yeah, we call them frigates.
4 tanks, 7 men, 2 bombers, factory AA gun in London.
There's a sub.
There.
Off the coast of
Japanese fleet here off the Belgian Congo. Fully loaded carrier with a sub. Couple Japanese guy in Madagascar with a transport. Guy in Kenya, Rhodesia.
Madagascar.
Tank and a man in Anglo Egypt, Sudan. Let's see here. There's 6 armor, complex and AA gun and sub in Italy. Western Europe has 2 German men and an AA gun. Norway, German man. There's 3 British transports and a damaged British battleship. Oh, this is playing with the house rule of battleships have to be hit
Repaired.
twice, and they
Yeah.
also their damage also stays unless they're adjacent to a friendly factory.
And then they got to pay $12 to repair it.
$12 to repair it.
Yeah.
Woo.
So basically, it's
So is that how you were playing?
yeah.
All right. Woo. All right. So $12 to repair, everyone.
And it has to be in a home factory. But then if you put 12 out, you take the hit away.
2 tanks and 2 British tanks in Berlin, factory AA gun, of course. There's 4 German men there with an AA gun in Eastern Europe. That's a Japanese fighter in Karelia with 5 German men.
Yeah.
Factory AA gun, German controlled. Caucasus is German controlled, but has 2 Japanese tanks and a Japanese man. Moscow has a factory, 2 Japanese men, but is German controlled. That is also German controlled with a man. Oh, lots of Japanese roundels all the way through here. India, Persia, I think. Yep,
Yeah.
Persia. Kazakh, Novosibirsk, Sakang, China, all have roundels, and the only one that has anything is Sakang with a factory. French Indochina has a factory, tank, and a transport off the coast. There's 3 men, 2 tanks for Japan, and you cut, and they control the Soviet Far East as well. In the mainland, 7 men, factory AA gun, and 2 Japanese transports. Guy down in Borneo, they control Australia, New Zealand. Guy over in Wake. Midway, the Japanese control, they got 3 frigates off the island. And on the island, in this blow-up box up here, they got 2 men, 2 tanks, a British man and an American man in Alaska, American man in Canada, 2 British battleships off the coast of Los Angeles. There's 4 Japanese men, a Japanese tank, and a Japanese bomber on Hawaii. And off the coast, there is a transport. Man in a tank in Mexico for the Americans. There's a factory, AA gun, fighter, bomber, and 4 American men, all in the western United States. Yep. And that's it for that.
It's actually a fun scenario.
So me and Peter were playing the Allies. He was American, and I was Britain. And Britain, of course, has a lot of money. So they built that factory to try and combat this. Try and maybe sneak through here and take this. Take these couple factories from Japan, start fighting Japan. I think that was my biggest mistake because that factory ended up falling to Japan. They ended up winning by a economic victory after 3 rounds, I believe.
Yeah.
But we did destroy this fleet. We did take back Germany a couple times, so we really kept the Germans down. Never killed any of their tanks, though. If I was going to play the Allies again, oh man, maybe I would focus my money on trying to retake Russia, because Russia doesn't have too many guys in it. So maybe pound and ground on Russia, launch up there for Karelia and hit that real quick in a few rounds.
Yeah, Russia back in it would make a difference.
And you got a lot of money, so maybe a couple bombers, bomb Germany so they can't build, and take those frigates that you already have so many of and just drop mass men. Men. Use the bombers to support. I think that was my biggest flaw, was the factory. It was still a fun game though.
I think the
BFC ended up winning as the Axis.
It was a good move. It didn't get held, you know.
And
if you could have held that, it would have helped you.
We probably would have kept going, but it was like 10:30, and we decided, and it was a victory by the rulebook anyway, so we were happy with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I suppose that's it. Do you have anything you want to add about last week's game?
Oh, I enjoyed it. This scenario here was actually a lot of fun. So if you're bored and you like Axis and Allies, this might be a good one to try. It is a strong Axis scenario. We actually started the game in normal, but when it, like we said, it came to this. But right now we're starting from here. And it's fun.
And like we said, that was a single game that BFC played back probably like 15 years ago that we just found the paper of.
Yeah,
and so we're picking it up way late. But it is fun. We decided to play a round and ended up playing 3, I think. And yeah, so that was pretty awesome. And so yeah, I guess that's it though. And this is the Guardsman, over and out. All right, we're back just for a quick second. This sheet here, which is the old game, we've decided to call it Operation Ancient. So if you want to play Operation Ancient, just watch the video. And if you read the handwriting, I guess you could, you know. The circled money is the money in hand. No, the circled money is the board. The non-circled money is the money in hand. Sorry. You see Germany's turn, 0 money in hand. But it's probably just better to watch the video. And I'll probably have it typed up one of these too. Just because it's kind of cool. But yeah. Alright. So just a little update. Operation Ancient. Alright guys, what's up? We're back. And so we decided to play a couple rounds of this. That's that weird setup that we showed you. And yeah. And so, of course, we played our Axis and Allies anniversary game earlier. BFC, and that was fun. Finished that. But
I stayed as Axis because I've been in Access mode, and Jay stayed as Allies. But
yep. And then we got
Peter's joining us.
Peter is actually playing
Peter's helping him.
is actually helping me. As playing as the Americans, and I'm playing as the British.
Peter's first ever
And
Axis
so-
and Allies game.
Yep, his first game. I just lost my. Oh, here we go. And I got a fact, and we got a new World War II book, Hitler's U-Boat War from Clay Blair. And of course, as we know, you can't ever have too much Axis and Allies. You know. So yeah, here goes with the fact.
Oh, this is 2 rounds later.
The efforts of the from Guadalcanal. The efforts of the Japanese to drive American forces from Guadalcanal intensified in fall of 1942. In addition to the devastating losses the American Navy incurred in August and September, as related in Volume 1. We don't have Volume 1. The Americans suffered further heavy warship losses during several native battles in the Solomon Islands chain in October and November. These include the carrier Hornet, and the 3 more modern destroyers, Duncan, Meredith, and Porter, sunk. The carrier Enterprise, the new battleship South Dakota, the light cruiser Boys, the modern destroyers Fahrenholt and Smith severely damaged. The battleship South Dakota and the modern destroyer Mahana collided, resulting in heavy damage due to Mahan. Wow, so that's interesting. Some battling down in the Solomon Islands in the real war. I don't know why that's in a book titled Hitler's U-Book War, but sure. We'll use the fact anyway. So I charged up my phone a little bit, so we're back on this phone. And yeah. This is actually 2 rounds of play afterwards. The Japanese, the first round, moved down here. Well, we started off with the Germans, first of all. They retook their capital in the first turn. And then that was it. The British invaded Karelia, sorry. And they actually took it with one remaining tank. And they sent 2 men and 2 tanks down into Western Europe. The Japanese on their first turn. The Japanese retook this factory on their first turn with a couple guys and a tank. Moved down to Persia and took Union of South Africa. Oh, the British also built a factory with all that money they had from the Germans as well. And that was pretty much it. Built a couple guys there. Took Alaska. And remember, this is all last turn. Last turn, the Americans took their 2 battleships up there, sank a bunch of Japanese transports. Last turn, the Japanese also built a battleship and a submarine there around Tokyo. And the Americans also invaded Norway last round. And they moved their bomber up to Britain, moved their battleship from the Panama up to the middle of the Atlantic there. What happened this round? Oh, and the Japanese also took their 2 fighters, attacked like 3 or 4 British transports and sunk them all, and then landed their guys back there off the coast of Spain. Sorry, we're trying to remember because we did 2 rounds. We forgot to do a video.
Yeah.
Now this round, the Germans actually built some guys. They retook Western Europe, and they built a guy there in Russia, and that was about it, right? I think.
Yeah.
The British actually took the Berlin again, and they had 7 men and 3 bombers, lost everything except 1 guy, but they accomplished their goal and took Berlin and got all their money. Built a couple transports, some tanks, 2 guys down there. They also sent 4 submarines because they built 3 submarines last time and they had 1 to begin with. And they attacked the Japanese fleet, sunk the 2 ships, and of course submarines cannot hit planes. We looked that up in the rule book and they cannot. However, planes can hit subs, and since they can't, the surviving planes got 2 counterattacks and they actually hit. Built 2 guys there, and that was it for them. But the Japanese fleet's gone in the on the board. Actually, they have no navy anywhere except for a couple transports in the Indian Ocean. They also took Somalia and Transjordan, I think, Syria, Iraq. Sorry, but we're using Russians because the Russians are out of this game, as you can see. But we're out of Japanese things. These guys have stayed. They moved down from the factory. They're defending. So yeah, we're trying to hold on. They just moved some guys. Moved more tanks up, of course. Moved some guys. They built a navy up there on this and a guy because they recountered it, so it's theirs now. Moved some guys up from Manchuria. Built some more tanks and units in inland, trying to get some forces. They reinforced Alaska, and they sunk the American battleships. However, the battleships actually sunk the Japanese fleet, so the only thing there was transports. And so the submarines from America, built last turn, sunk the transports, and that there was an army, and the transport came up, and they attacked. They got almost all the infantry. There's only 2 left out of like 6 or 7, but they didn't even scratch the tanks. Built 4 tanks and a man. Moved the man up. Brought the fighter down. We didn't want the fighter to die. There we go. Built another transport. And yeah, so maybe we can start seeing the liberation of some of these Pacific islands again. Mainly Australia and New Zealand, as they are money producers for the British. That'd be awesome, and mainly because I'm the British player. And I think we're going to play another round. And yeah, this has actually been more fun than we realized. We were planning on doing just 1 round, but we decided, you know what, this is so awesome, and it's Axis Allies, and that we were going to play multiple. Yeah. So do you got anything to add, BFC?
Been playing Axis and Allies. I'm trying not to lose for the 2nd time in 1 day.
Yeah, this is our 2nd game. There's no way we're going to finish this one, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I keep losing all my
we didn't start it either, so it's pretty cool. Just kind of fooling around, playing an old game that we found, and Peter, you got anything to add before I cut the video?
No, just I'm having fun.
All right. And then we'll see you guys after turn unknown.
Peace.
This will be turn 3 since we started, but we have no idea how many rounds have been played before this. So
You're playing better with the Allies than I was, I think.
So yeah. Well, this is Guardsman. Over and out. What's up, guys? So we're back. Oh, someone pick a fact. Luke, you're close to the, or Peter, you're close to the book. Pick a fact. So Axis victory. We kind of made a mistake, and so the Germans and the Japanese were at $85, which would have been an economic victory anyway. But we forgot to move them up up to 10. Well, no, they're at 85, but you need 84. But they were at 85, and then we forgot to move them up 10. We fixed that, and of course that just blew it out of proportion. Yeah. So, we kind of, with Russia being conquered, we kind of. It was kind of tough for the Allies, but they held on for a few turns at least.
The way we said the Allies had their back against the wall.
It's also pretty late, so we're gonna call it just an Axis victory for tonight.
You guys had some good moves, though.
Maybe we're gonna leave the paper in the box. Maybe we'll play it again on another night when we got, you know, it's kind of, we finish up a game, we got nothing else to do or whatever. But so
that's kind of what happened.
Let's see here. What happened this round? Did the Germans have to retake Berlin this round?
Yeah, they did. They retook Berlin.
They did.
But then the British took France.
Which dropped them down to 83. And then they built a couple guys there, destroyed the Japanese Navy, attacked Ethiopia or
kind of
whatever, Italian East Africa. Yeah. But the Japanese ended up holding it because they took out the Japanese guy. Killed the last one. The Japanese sent their tanks and conquered Cairo with that factory that we built. And yeah. So, and they built a guy. The Americans retook that, but it still wasn't enough. And so, post-game review, BFC and Peter, any thoughts on the game? It was fun. Kind of a dire situation for the Allies to begin with. But we played 3 rounds. All right, and maybe the factory was kind of a poor choice, but I don't know, because it seems like that unless maybe focus on retaking Russia with the Allies. Maybe that's a thing. Just pumping a bunch of money out of there with transports and men and buffing up your invasions, bombers and stuff. And so that may be key to winning this as the Allies. But yeah, so tonight it's an Axis victory. And are you ready with your fact?
Yes, I am.
Then go ahead.
In the early hours of June 7th, a lay light equipped
Sorry, he's being super quiet.
10 and or a B-24 and perhaps other aircraft as well hit the U-415, newly commanded by the future author of Iron Coffins, Herbert Werner, age 24. Warner claimed shooting down the Wellington and another aircraft, possibly a B-24, with his 37mm flak gun.
So there were flak guns on a submarine then. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I think subs.
So subs should be able to hit planes because we read a book. Yeah, maybe
we're brainiacs.
Maybe in our campaign we'll have a bonus game because all the official games for the Axis and Allies campaign will be out-of-box rules. But maybe we'll do a bonus game where subs can hit planes, and then we'll do the battleships with 2 hits. Let's see, what other house rules do people make?
And destroyers, cruisers, if you want.
We found out about
we have to mix pieces now.
Yeah.
We found that out all because of a book.
But yeah. So if we think of any more house rules, maybe we'll do that here. Another thing that would be fun that I've seen on the internet is people play with double money, where you make double what your production is. So every IPC is worth 2. And so that leads to like huge navies and stuff being built and slam into each other.
That would be.
It's more fun. It wrecks the balance really bad, but the balance in this game's already wrecked really bad anyway, because the Allies win 9 times out of 10. So.
Hey, it's
so,
realistic.
The Axis have to knock out the Russians, I think, to win.
Yeah, because it shifts the balance from way in favor of the Allies to way in favor of the Axis. This is what I've seen. But yeah. So and again, Soviet Union. Those chips are actually Japanese. Any thoughts, guys?
Oh, this was fun.
It was a fun few rounds. We ended up playing 3 rounds, I think. And yeah, it did get our feet back into some classic. That was awesome.
Yeah, Peter's
Put
first
some-
Axis and Allies game.
Yep.
Not
Yep.
my first board game.
You play Fortress America.
I
Um,
played Fortress America with them.
Still a fun game, and we'll keep the paper for the archives. And yeah,
It runs some different.
and a game and a half of Axis and Allies
That
today.
was a good sub move when you guys went down and took out the Jap Navy. You hit the aircraft carrier. The 4 subs. That was a good move.
Yep. And retaking Berlin a couple times
Yep.
was very key.
It was close, but you did it, and that was good.
So
I just gotta say, I'm
I
looking
guess-
forward to playing more games with everybody here.
This
Being
German
more active
armor was
on the
probably
channel.
a pain for you.
I'm sorry for that cringeworthy announcement or whatever that just happened. But you know, whatever.
What happened?
Yeah, I was just
When he
saying I was
starts
looking forward
playing
to it.
more games, he'll kind of get into the more casual routine that we like to do. You know, no bull crap pleasantries here. We just be like, you smell like butt, and then be like, oh well, thank you. You know, we're very casual here. Take our time, and we don't care. So, BFC, Peter, Supernova, the Guardsmen,
Circles inside.
signing out. All right, sorry, talk about informal, but we forgot the ceremonial handshake.
Game.
Yeah, good game.
So, talk about informality, but like I said,
FC1!
we don't care.
Big fatty show.
Again, Guardsmen, over and out.